Ladies and gentlemen, we're coming to you live from the Inland Northwest. My name is Brittany Bomar. I'm one of the co-founders of Bomar Putting Company, and I would like to welcome you guys to episode 9 of the Golfer's Guide to Side Saddle Putting. Guys, if you tuned into episodes 1 through 8, you know that I introduced who I am, who my family is, why we formed this company, and why you should try side saddle putting. Guys, from here on out, we're going to kind of do a little bit of a redirection and focus more on instructional material. If you guys are conventional putters at home, if we haven't convinced you to go side saddle yet, you can apply these tips to your game. If you guys are side saddlers, you're gonna know exactly why I'm telling you that it's easier to read the line and gauge the speed, and hopefully we can convince conventional putters at home to try this out. So we'll just dive right into it today, guys. We'll start out with line. And this is a huge thing with side saddle putting, and it's so much more natural to look at the line of play with binocular vision. And I'll just kind of take you guys through what I do in my own game. I use a little bit of aim point. If you guys watch PGA, LPGA Tour golf, you'll see a lot of those tour players holding up fingers to gauge how many inches of break they see. I've always been a field player, so I try to simplify that as much as possible. What I do is I stand behind my line, I feel which way my weight's being displaced. I'll do the same thing about halfway and then the same thing behind the hole. Now, what this is doing is basically my body's reassuring my eyes what they're seeing. So I'm gonna see the break, but when I'm feeling it with my body, it's like on my own caddy. It's like, you know what, that's definitely right to left. Now to touch upon why it's a lot more natural and athletic to see the line side saddle, and we went over this a little bit, is because we're constantly looking down our intended line of play. So not only when I'm reading the break am I looking directly down that line, but I also do so when I'm taking my practice stroke. I get about a foot behind, look at the line, and I'm able to gauge exactly where it's breaking and choose an intended spot. Let's dive into speed now, guys, and this is one that comes up a lot for us because people are a little hesitant to try side saddle because they think, how am I gonna gauge the speed properly? And I love it when that's brought up because it kind of reaffirms why our slogan is, can you roll a ball? And what that's all about is if I were to hand you a ball on the putting green and have you roll it without a club, everybody's gonna do a bowling type motion because this right here is so natural for humans to do. No one's gonna get in here and do this. So I wasn't really aware that I did this through my routine, but what I'll do, and like I mentioned with the line, I do a practice stroke about a foot behind the ball, so I'm gauging how far back I want to take it in my practice stroke. Once I get set, before I go, I actually take my hand back just to reaffirm, okay, in my practice stroke, that's how far back I took it, and now I'm ready to go. So that's everything you guys need to know about line and speed. You can apply it to your games at home, and hopefully with what I said, you'll realize why it's a lot more natural to go side saddle and how it's easier to gauge those two things. So yeah, we are at the pivotal part of the episode where I have to make a putt. And today we got a 6-footer. It's pretty flat, slightly downhill, but it's breaking right to left pretty hard. We also have a little wind off the right side, which is gonna push it even more. So I'm just gonna take you guys through my routine and we'll see if we can get a little dunk. So I line it up. Like I said, I go about a foot behind the ball, take a little practice swing, just double checking line and speed. I'm gonna clean the club face off and then I jump in here, make sure I'm set properly. Like I said, I'll bring my hand back one more time just to double check that that's right. And then it's just down and through. Boom. All right, guys, once again, thank you so much for tuning in. Like I mentioned before, moving forward, we're gonna do a lot more instructional stuff, which is really exciting. And thank you guys so much, and we'll see you next week.